Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We as them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con, and I am in your house, and you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday, and you guys know what that means. That means it's Sunday, fun day, and that means it's time for another Sunday house party right here at our house. And of course, that means that we're going to come to talk a little bit of pro wrestling. And we don't have the whole core four here. We got three-fourths of the core four, but more than a good enough reason, though. Real quick, just want to throw a happy anniversary out there to our man Hype, our guy over here, and his wife Kim is there celebrating being together as long as they've been together. They're out doing their thing, and that's why he's not here. But wanted to wish them some love and show them some love for sure. But you know what? We still powerful. We still strong over here because we still got a lot of things to break down, a lot of things to talk about. Guys, I'm feeling really, really good today. I'm feeling really hyped today. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, if you guys are watching us on Twitch, or if you guys are watching us on Instagram, we're rolling on Instagram right now. You can see what I'm wearing and you can see what I'm repping. You can see the hat right. Pacers finals, Indiana Pacers, the moment Tyrese Halliburton, game 2 going down tonight against the Thunder. And I'll be locked in. I was looking forward to this weekend in a major way because not only will I be locked in tonight for the finals, I was locked in last night and yesterday afternoon for Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. And both these shows were fun. It was a great, great day for wrestling. If you were just kicking it at the house like I was and you were watching wrestling all day. But before I go into that, I can't do this by myself because I got a great team. And man, we still got a SmackDown. We got a low key talk about, So when I talk SmackDown, I'm always talking to my guy over here, and that is, of course, the Grunmeister here. What is up, brother?
Yo, what is up? It is the Grunmeister. It is. Are you guys hearing an echo?
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. Um, I do my thing on SmackDown. I cannot wait. Money in the Bank was great. Worlds Collide was very good. We got to see the El Hijo del Vikingo take on Chad Gable.
Yes, we did. That was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that match. I enjoyed watching that Fatal 4-Way as well. That Fatal 4-Way was way fun,
Yeah.
Grun.
Oh yeah.
I know we were talking a little bit about it in the chat. That was great. We're going to talk more about that because it's not just us, Grun. Of course, you guys, once again, if you guys are watching us here, you guys already know my man is on here coming into his own. That is, of course, when I talk to him on Thursdays, he's the educator extreme. But here, he's the producer of the Sunday house party. That's my man, the voice, Josh Joseph. What's up, bro?
What's up, household? Hey, everybody. How you doing? How goes it? And thank you for joining us. I'm here, the voice of IYH, and I got a little something here for y'all. So I've partnered with Dubby, which includes the IYH umbrella, and I got my shaker in. So here's the original
Oh,
Joker shaker here from Dubby, and on top of that, fans, if you like that shaker, you can get that shaker with a 10% promo code there. The promo code is I for 10% off, you need IYH the voice at w.com. You can go there. And on top of that, with what I got was a hydro um, formula. So this is for after workout. It's the watermelon lemonade. Uh, but here's the thing: what I really like about it is all you
Mm-hmm.
need is one scoop for a 12 to 13 ounce thing of water. Put it in your shaker, and then we're gonna add the water here real quick. So we got the water pouring into it. Look at that. That's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Put that little top on top, and we're gonna give this a nice little shake. All right, and then I'm going to be hydrated for the entire show. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Oh,
Oh, nice. Okay.
that kind of
Okay.
shocked me a little bit.
Put that back up again. Could you put that back up again? Okay.
Uh, yeah, this is the W drink. This is like I said, the watermelon. We got the green screen on. It's really messing with it,
Yeah.
but we got the W. So this is the Joker shaker. Um,
Yeah.
Again, it's the what I'm drinking right now. That's pretty good. It's up in my mustache. Um, is the Hydra one. It's
Put that a little closer for the people that's watching,
the watermelon
if we can.
lemonade.
If we
Yeah,
can.
I don't know
Okay.
if
Okay.
it's gonna do
Yeah, I
that.
see the green screen on there. It's cool. It's cool. That's all right because, like you said, and that's really cool because a lot of people that listen to us, they're aspiring wrestlers or they're people that like to keep themselves in shape. And being a wrestler, you got to keep yourself in shape. And we pride ourselves on having aspiring wrestlers or people in the business listen to us. So check it out. That's Dubby, and that is IYH the voice for 10 off. That was something awesome that voice really got onto and jumped onto. Check that out most definitely. We'll talk about it again a little bit later on in the show. But voice, we had money in the bank last night. It was a hell of a show. A lot to talk about. Before we break everything down and have these discussions, I want to ask you, what was your overall thoughts on the show, on the vibe that was Worlds Collide, that was Money in the Bank, the day that we had, the Saturday that we had, that was wrestling from early afternoon all the way tonight.
Yeah, I loved every bit of it. It was amazing. The fact that we were putting these two promotions together for Worlds Collide was fantastic. That really gave a really cool moment for everybody to get together and enjoy it. I mean, Chad Gable was on there. And through that we got a great Dominic Mysterio match for the next
Yeah.
night. Um, I really enjoyed this Money in the Bank. I thought it was fantastic. And hopefully they really keep doing more PLEs like this. There was a lot of questions that were introduced, but then there was other questions that were answered in this PLE,
Mhm.
and I personally really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it was fun for a lot of different reasons. I enjoyed the AAA Worlds Collide show for sure. That was fun, and even on SmackDown, a lot of interesting things happening on SmackDown. So let's go there really quick because, of course, as you guys know, if you guys are longtime listeners, you guys already know Grunmeister. He covers all things SmackDown on Grun's Room preview review show. So I want to get your thoughts, and you're our guy. You got the scope there on SmackDown. You see everything that's going on. What was your overall thoughts on this past Friday's SmackDown?
Overall, it was good. It was mainly a setup for this past weekend yesterday. And what they did also manage to further potential storylines, including Julia going for the Women's United States Championship, which
Mhm.
all for get the title off Zelina right now. Now, it's unfortunate, but it's got to happen. They There was a segment that set up the betrayal of Jacob Fatu towards Solo Sokoa. Well, so
Mhm.
the show was exactly what it needed to be. It was a good go home show, and at the same time, it made you want to know what is going on after on next week's SmackDown.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of things. We're definitely once again we're gonna talk SmackDown. We're gonna talk a little bit of SmackDown, and we're definitely gonna talk a lot of Money in the Bank for sure because there's a lot to talk about. But I also want to let you guys out there in the household know that that's not all we got for you. We got another little segment here for you that I've been putting together for the last couple of weeks, and this episode feels like the right episode. You know, one of our most popular episodes, and I'm not just telling the household out there, Grun and Voice, I'm telling you guys too, because you know, you guys are a part of this in your house family, this umbrella and everything. So years ago, when I first started this podcast, we were always trying to do new and different things to engage the listeners. You know what I'm saying? So one big episode that we had, I believe it was in like 2019. Yeah, I believe it was 2019. We did top 10 themes of all time. It was one of our most popular episodes. It went crazy. We had a lot of people with feedback with their top 10, and I wanted to bring something like that back. Also, understanding that we have a lot to talk about with Money in the Bank and SmackDown and everything. I also understand that, but I wanted to bring an interesting dynamic to this. Instead of doing top 10 themes, you know, I'm not saying that doesn't provoke thought, that doesn't make you think, but I wanted to get really like esoteric with it, really like, you know, down in the, make you really think. So I started thinking, with everything going on in this current day of WWE, my thought was this: what are the five most influential themes of current day wrestling? So people think about that and they think like, oh, you know, when you think top themes, you think, do you smell what the Rock is cooking, or you think I'm cute, you think I'm sexy, you know, all that, you know, the glass breaking with Stone Cold, easy money. We get that, we understand that. What are the top five themes of today's current day wrestlers? Active wrestling right now. What, when I say influential, I don't mean our personal favorites because we could do that all day. That's easy. What is the songs, the wrestling songs that don't just spark something within the wrestling community, but maybe they spark something in the world too? You
Yeah.
know, people know this theme, this person, it's influential. So later on, we're going to be doing top five most influential themes of the current day era. That's going to be a little bit later on in the episode, but we're going to stay here with everything going on with Worlds Collide, with Money in the Bank, with SmackDown. And once again, like I said, we're not going to cover too much of SmackDown, because if we cover SmackDown, we can just tie it all into what we're going to be talking about with Money in the Bank. You feel what I'm saying? So like we might as well just kind of keep it to the points, but there's some things I do want to discuss on SmackDown that happened. And uh, one big topic for me that comes to my mind is everything going on, and of course mine, yours, and ours, tag team division, the big tag team division going on, that the hot tag team division that's going on SmackDown. Now there has been an addition. Of course, we know everything that's going on. If you guys have listened to the last couple episodes, you've heard what I had to say about it. You've heard what Voices had to say about it in terms of the Wyatt Six and their direction and their input in this tag team division. But they cut a promo. We saw them come in, and they, you know, it was one of those unexpected, you know, their normal thing, like, oh, here we are out of nowhere type thing. But the promo was interesting in a way. It was more Uncle Howdy saying things, and you know, trying to, you know, talk in riddles like he does. That's his thing. That's his shtick or whatever. But he did say some interesting things. He said some things like, we're not just nostalgia. That struck with me when I was like, oh, okay, okay. Because what was one thing that we've criticized them for, and that's the fact that this does feel like nothing more than a nostalgia group. And that was said on this show. That was on this show. It was in our chat, and voice echoed it. For me personally, for them to take that, see that, put it in the promo, hear that noise, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so they know what's going on. They hear what people are saying. They hear what people like I'm saying, people like Voice are saying, people like Grun are saying, and they're taking that and they're going to move with it. I am somebody who has been in the realm that, man, the Wyatts are not moving. There's no activity since they haven't done anything impactful since their debut, where they wreaked havoc in Gorilla position, which was great. That was awesome. I loved it, and it was just been kind of all downhill from there. No direction from them. I'm gonna start with Grunt and then we'll go with Voice because he's the one who's had really the stronger stance on it, as far as the Wyatts, and I can't argue it. But Grun, where are you at with that promo that Uncle Howdy delivered on SmackDown, and did that make you feel better about the direction of the Wyatts?
It does. It does. It did make me feel better about the direction of the Wyatts, and it is because of what you said. We've been saying, lots of people have been saying they don't want the Wyatt Six to be a memorial group anymore. It was nice for a minute, but we need to do something with Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, Nikki Cross, and Bo Dallas. Okay, like you let go of all these other wrestlers because you weren't doing anything with them because you didn't know what you could do with them that would help you make more money. These five can make you a lot of money if you do something with them. If you give
Correctly as
them,
well.
yeah, exactly, correctly, exactly. And I bring this up every time because this is kind of impressive that Dexter Loomis got the Samuel Shaw got a he was set up for failure with the Dexter Loomis gimmick. There is no way anybody else could have gotten this gimmick over. This silent serial killer, emotionless person look
Hmm.
and personality. So so he's got something. He can do more than that. That if he can pull that off, absolutely. Um, Am I hesitant still? Yes, I am still very hesitant of the White Six and what's going to happen because there's still that rumor that again, you know what? Based on this last weekend, it could have been a plant to gauge how people were feeling and maybe make people unaware of what was going to be happening with the White Six. That Alexa Bliss was going to become the new leader. I don't know. I am personally hoping that whatever they do, it only benefits everybody in that group and potentially makes it more believable that they can be champions.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I think there's putting them in the tag team division. I'm just like, what else can you do with them? I mean, what else can you do with them? So if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna put them on TV, and I'm a believer that I don't believe in shelving talent. That's just me. Like, I don't believe in shelving talent and just keeping them in Gorilla, keep them in catering. Try to make the most of them. So I appreciate the attempt. I too am still leery, but I think there could be some life if they do what Voice was saying, I believe last week, with if they come more of a flock instead of like, paranormal BS or whatever, be more of a flock. I'm totally down for that and they should do that. But Voice, I want to know where you're at. You said your 2 cents last week. You were very strong about what you said. Where are you at now that they've cut this promo?
Um, I'm happy that they're possibly seeing what's going on. But am I confident that they're going to move forward with it in the right direction? No.
Okay.
I honestly
Okay.
don't think that they have an understanding of truly what they want to go with. To say those things, it's going back to Black Sheep. Um, I can take a box and shit in it and put a guarantee on the outside of it, but at the end of the day, it's still shit in the box. That's
Mm-hmm.
basically what it is. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying the Wyatts are shit. I'm just saying that the way that they've been presented is horrible. Like you brought up, House, we went from this guerrilla, just them destroying everybody backstage, to popping up and blowing out a candle for Bray Wyatt's birthday. But they're not nostalgia. But the only time we've seen them together was specifically for Bray's birthday. No video packages, no extra things that would make the YS6 legit. We're sitting here, and I can understand the excitement of it, the because it was presented in an amazing way. Bo Dallas is fantastic in front of a camera. You want emotion, you want something delivered, you fucking put Bo Dallas in front of that camera. He can do it. He finds a way to do it. The way that they were able to add all these sections of the video with different pieces of everybody, even Bray was in there. But again, you're not for nostalgia. See, that's where I'm like, you're pissing on me and telling me it's raining and it's going to be raining for 3 days. But did you drink enough to piss for 3 days? Can you maintain that? And where I'm at right now, I do not think that this current landscape is going to be able to uphold what they're trying to present with the Wyatt Six. Now, the tag division as a whole is getting more and more interesting because of this. Only because they're figuring out who's this, who's that. What I really liked about that promo package was the what came after with all the tag teams backstage. You seen
Yeah,
all
I liked
the
that too.
yeah. So kudos on that for getting that, and more people maybe being tag team fans, because there's not a lot. Like, it's crazy to know how much I love tag team wrestling, and then to go to like an indie promotion and talk to the promoter and he's like, I fucking hate tag team wrestling. And you go backstage and a lot of guys are like, I fucking hate it. I don't like it at all. And it's like,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
it's one of the best. Like, that's some of my favorite wrestling.
Yeah, love tag team wrestling. But I get that, like, it's not for everybody. There's just people that are just meant to be tag teams. Like, I've been around a lot of tag teams, and like it's almost like they share the same brain, bro. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with that one. I I really hope that this does take off though, because I was hyped on the Wyatts when they were coming back. I mean,
Of
we all
course.
were.
Yeah.
This whole channel was like super pushing them. We were trying to dissect fucking codes. We were doing all these things.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Looking
great.
for
It was a
the
great
yeah.
time.
And I think that that can be achieved, but don't tell me you're not a nostalgia act, but then you blow out a fucking candle for the guy who started it. Let's let Bray have at least a year where we don't talk about him.
Yeah.
We let his
Yeah,
family
let it
heal.
breathe a little bit.
Yeah, we I don't know. I hope it works. I do.
Yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. That's why, and I think it was either you or maybe it was hype in the group chat that was like that's all good and everything, but I'm a little tired of them doing this, and then I get excited, and then it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
And
I was hyped.
I was like, yeah, man. I mean, like, I was like, I can't argue that at this point. At this point, like, lack of trust in the act is well deserved. I'll just straight up say it. I'll say that again. Lack of trust in the Wyatt Six is well deserved. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not pointing any fingers. But to be like, oh, I believe I trust this again is, and you're this they've proven. I mean, if you show me what you are, you got to believe it. You know what I'm saying? If people are showing you who they are, you got to believe it. And right now, I believe that they're inconsistent. I believe that they have no direction. I believe they have all the potential and upside in the world. But from what I've seen, what I've been given, what I've consumed, the lack of trust is 100% well deserved. It's well given. It is what it is at this point.
I like what Adam's saying here.
Now I go into our chat here. Our man Adam Gronvold, he says, push the gas, hit the brakes, push the gas, hit the brakes. That's the why it's six. Boom. That's
Yep.
it.
And
That's it.
you can't maintain in this day and age with everybody being like 30 seconds attention span. You can't do that. You have to all gas, no brakes.
Yep. Well, I know it's cliche, the Jacob Fatu thing, but it's so true. You got to be all gas, no brakes. And when your pushes are stop and start, there's no way to gain momentum. You got to gain momentum. And the Wyatt Six has little to no momentum, and it just is what it is. So I think we're all like in alignment with the fact that, oh, would this be great if it works? Yes. Are we putting money on it that it's gonna be a great run? No, I'm not betting money. I wouldn't bet money. I just I mean Grun said it many times. There's some great acts involved. There's some great talents involved in this stable, but if you're not presenting them right, then it's like this is a waste, man. Like you're just pushing them out there, and there's no meaning. There's no. And here's the thing, like this isn't this isn't like jobber number seven or anything like this. This is supposed to be a deep, meaningful group, and when there's no direction, it's just dead in the water. So like. I hope this is a good spot for it. I hope that they do find their way in the tag division, and that's all well and great and everything, but we got to move on here because there's a lot to talk about. We're not going to stay too much with SmackDown, like I said before, because we got Money in the Bank to talk about. But I got to get some of your guys' thoughts here. Worlds Collide, the Triple A show. I have some thoughts on it that I want to get out there. But Grun, what was your thoughts on the Worlds Collide show that you got a chance to check out? Any of it that you got a chance to check out yesterday afternoon?
Overall, I thought the Worlds Collide show was very good. It was an introduction to Lucha Libre, which there are definitely going to be people on the internet saying, "Oh, we've been introduced to Lucha Libre with Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio." It's like, but not this style. The
Not
Lucha
on this
Libre,
level.
this Lucha Libre has a very specific style in tag team matches, for instance. And you don't necessarily need to make a tag. Someone just needs to, from your team, just needs to enter the ring, but then that previous person needs to exit the ring within 5 seconds.
Yep.
So this was an introduction. It was showing people that pro wrestling, it has a lot of different faces, and I thought we saw some talent that definitely could make it to WWE. We specifically Vikingo and Octagon Jr. I think could definitely make their ways to WWE at some point.
Come on, man. You can on WWE at some point. Come on, man. Mr. Iguana.
You know what? Like, I mean, sure, it'd definitely be fun watching our Truth trying to talk with an iguana.
Who? He's like, who? You must mean Ron Killings.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, my bad.
Our truth
We're
was like
definitely going to
fire.
talk about that. We will
Yeah.
definitely talk about that. But go ahead, go on with your thoughts.
But no, I mean, what we're gonna, one thing I'm definitely looking forward to is that WWE, they purchased Lucha Underground. So are we going? So cool, and I wouldn't be shocked if a Chavo Guerrero joins back with WWE in a backstage role. Maybe he's working specifically with AAA, and maybe we have a AAA branded Lucha Underground show.
Ooh, okay. I like that. That's a very, very good thought. That's a very, very good thought. I enjoyed that. Hey, what did you think about the return of Lince Dorado and the ass whooping he put on the iguana, man? He really gave the iguana a Spanish fly, bro. Like what the hell was that?
Yeah, you know what? Lince Dorado was a great talent in WWE when he was there. Problem was, again, it was he's a lucha libre. WWE wanted him to wrestle his style without realizing that it is really not it, the way they wanted to do it did not work. They needed to let him do his style, and the other person needed to adapt to the fact that, hey, we need to put over the lucha libre style. We need to put it over, and we can't at any in any way uh submit it or Josh gets what I'm saying. Like, hold it back. We can't hold back the lucha libre style.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't have a Dean Malenko, a Chris Jericho, a Benoit at that time to help. I mean, you have to have those types of talents because here's what I really dislike about uh, loyalist fans of all these other promotions. So you want your promotion of lucha libre style wrestling to flourish and become something. But then when WWE says, "Hey, you guys kind of have to speak a certain language to be marketable here, and we'll provide everything we can." The loyalists get pissed off and they're like, how dare it? You look, you're bridging a gap between America and the talent, and the way to do that is to adapt to some cultures, because guess what, the American fans will adapt to your culture and start doing the cheers that are meant for you in your native tongue. We do it all the time.
Yep.
Exactly. So I am so sick and tired of those people who are out there, and you're all controlling the dirt sheets. You all think you have a podcast. You all think you're giving information, but you're not. You're actually hindering and handicapping something that you love by doing that, and by being like, oh my gosh, I can't. Just fold in. That's all we need to do, because look at all of what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. They're making amazing things happen that we're seeing. Grun, you said you hope you see Octagon Jr. in the
Yeah.
WWE. Guess
Yeah.
what he did Saturday? And I know you already know this, but the people who didn't watch it, he went up against one of the dirtiest Dom, Dirty Dom. He went up against Dirty Dom. He was highlighted in one of the
Yep.
biggest matches of that because of
In
Dirty
Money in the
Dom.
Bank for the IC title.
Exactly. So you see what I'm saying? The gap is bridged if you accept what they're saying. They're laying out a path that works. Just fold into it, because we as the fans will love you. We will respect you. Look at Penta. Penta gets so much goddamn love.
He does.
So that's what I'm just so irritated. I hear people who do what we do, and they get on there and they bitch and moan about language. Well, language kind of matters, especially if you want to expand. I rant over. Sorry, I'm all hydrated from this W. That's you can get it.
Check that out. Check that out. But listen, I enjoyed the show as a whole. It was a great show. I understand exactly what you're saying. I also appreciate the fact that they did some of the show. Like, I think it was Lillian Garcia out there who's doing introductions and in Spanish, which she does, speak Spanish and everything. I thought that it was WWE did a great job with doing the best they could to honor all of the Hispanic traditions. They had the Hispanic national anthem there along with the American, national anthem. That was great. I appreciated that touch. Once again, front to back, I thought it was a good display of AAA talent. But I will say this, I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to be honest because that's what we do here on this show. Conan was god awful on commentary. God awful on commentary. He was so bad. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. I enjoyed him in the NWO, red and black days, Orale, Arriba la Raza, all that great stuff and everything, also him doing his work, I believe, in TNA with LAX. He was also part of Lucha Underground, did stuff there. I get it. I don't hate Conan. I'm just saying he was awful on commentary. Like, yeah, none of the big spots. He got up up for or anything. He kept trying to tell stories during the course of the match. I'm like, brother, this is not a podcast. This is commentary. Like, leave your stories if they're gonna be long winded. Leave them for the podcast, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I just thought that he did not add anything to commentary, and Corey Graves was trying to pull out of this man. And especially when we got to that fatal 4-way match, which was excellent, by the way, he kind of got up a little bit, but like, bro, he just like, if you're trying to sell me on the product just based on the commentary, I'm like, nope. You know what I'm saying?
No, and you should be that way because look at the guys from his generation that are doing commentary and have heard those same things and adapted. Booker T, for example.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Booker T fan on commentary, but he has grown on me over hearing him and seeing him work at it. He's not
Yeah.
about just Booker T. I know the whole gimmick is about just Booker T, but when he's doing commentary, he's hitting those things. He's making sure everybody gets that extra 10% boost from whatever he has to say. Conan doesn't do that. Conan's still trying to get his shit to where people are looking up. Okay, well, sorry, but Conan, man, like, bro, like, this is the time to make others shine, in which your
Exactly.
star will shine from
Yep.
just doing that.
It, exactly. If he would have had, if my God, that's the word right there. If his whole thing was to make himself shine, he would have shined by doing exactly what you said, by having a great commentary outing and have people saying, you know what? Damn, Conan wasn't half bad on commentary. I'd listen to him on commentary again. And now I'm just like, keep that brother far away from a mic in a wrestling ring. Like, like it's crazy, bro. Like, I did not enjoy it at all. Like, I understand like talent that turn to doing commentary. I think that Booker T's done it. I think guys like Jerry the King Lawler have done it. Bobby the Brain Heenan has done it. He's still Bobby the Brain Heenan, but he's Bobby the Brain Heenan, the commentator. Just
Yeah.
like Booker T is still Booker T, he's just Booker T, the commentator. And I think Conan was just Conan, and that's all he knows how to do, man. He just knows how to do that. And yeah, once again, show was great. That Fatal 4-Way was excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed it, with all elements in there. That, and they made it for the North American Championship. I knew Ethan Page was gonna win. I knew that. I didn't think they were gonna pull the trigger with the title change on this show,
It would have been
which
cool.
it would have been cool for sure, but not necessarily needed. The
Hmm.
match was excellent. For me, that was my match of the night. I'll just ask you guys this, and then we'll move on to Money in the Bank. I'll start with Grun here. What was your match of the show for Worlds Collide?
You know what? My match of the show had to be the fatal 4-way: Ethan Page, Laredo Kid, Javon Evans, and Ray Phoenix. Those four absolutely tore the house down. You had Javon get bouncy. You had Ray Phoenix in his element. We got to
Yeah.
see Laredo Kid and everything that AEW missed with using Laredo Kid and Ray Phoenix for that matter, and for Ethan Page for that matter. Ethan Page, one of the best wrestlers. His entire style is great to complement the luchador, the high flying action, because he's not high flying. He is going to try and ground them every
Mm-hmm.
time, which makes the high flying way more exciting.
Yes, for sure. And it's crazy that you say that. I wouldn't compare him to this guy, but I'm saying in within the confines of this match, and Voice brought him up earlier, Ethan Page was like the Dean Malenko of that match. The guy that's trying to ground the high flyers, trying to take them to the mat, trying to slow the pace down. I'm not saying he wrestles like Dean Malenko or anything like that. I'm just saying within the realm of what this match was, he was the guy that was in, if you're talking in the cruiserweight division, in this lucha libre style match, he was the one that benefited from things slowing down, and ultimately he won the match because of it. So I thought that was good. I thought there was a lot of great spots in this match. I mean, I once again, I thoroughly enjoyed this match for what it was. My eyes were glued to the screen the entire time. I thought Javon Evans really fit the AAA Lucha Libre style perfectly with his high flying ability. So he just kind of just fit into that perfectly. Ethan Page's role in it was well. Ray Phoenix, like you said, Grun was in his element. Laredo Kid's excellent. As soon as I knew that was going to be the match that I wanted to see. Nothing against the main event because I love the fact that and Voice said this again earlier. You got to have some of the offsetting guys in AAA, like for Chad Gable to be like the top heel of this show is so perfect. It was like Mexico versus America, and that's very much how he embodied it. And of course, a guy that's wearing the red, white, and blue in a different country is going to get heat. It's good. I mean, I know they were in LA, but this was a triple A show, and it was
Mhm.
just easy for them to get heat doing that. But I throw it to you, Voice. What was your match of the show for that event?
Yeah, I will say the one that I watched completely all the way through was the main event. Chad Gable has proven something over this past year of what he brings to the table. So I've been trying to find matches of his, and this was a perfect opportunity to see him semi outside of the WWE and for him to play the heel character so well that it sold that Vikingo's moves that he hit just were that much more impactful. Every
Yeah,
flip he did, every impact he landed, it was just so much more impactful because of what Chad Gable was able to do in this weird world of, like you said, House. It's a AAA show, but inside LA. So it was kind of like they brought a section of Mexico to LA and
exactly.
you know
Yep.
what I mean? So like
Yep.
you were in their world and Chad's just playing the perfect heel for it. That's what I love about this that's what I love about international promotions and things like that. Uh, the fact that we're able to see what makes their fan base pop, what makes them become even more fans throughout the matches. That's what's exciting to me. It's exactly like what we seen in Puerto Rico when they did their big thing. You know, Zelina Vega still riding that wave.
Mm,
She
man,
is, and that has to speak to something in which how powerful that wave was.
true.
You know.
True. Yeah. No, you're right about that, man. Overall, I thought the show was great. I enjoyed it. Like you said earlier, it led to us getting another match added to Money in the Bank, and of course, that was the Intercontinental Championship match, which I enjoyed. That was fun. But let's just jump right into it, and that's Money in the Bank because as far as shows goes, this was the main event of the evening, and we'll get to the main event. But first, we got to talk about some Money in the Bank matches. Very excited to talk and discuss about these for sure because we started out with the women's Money in the Bank match, and my son, before we started watching the show, he gave me what he thought the card was going to be, and he hit it perfectly. He hit it absolutely perfectly. It started out with the women's Money in the Bank match where we had Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Julia, and Naomi in a match. This was a fun match. I always love the element of a Money in the Bank ladder match, so I knew I was gonna lock in because, as you guys all know, I love ladder matches. It's one of my favorite match stipulations. And then when you put a multi-talent ladder match out there, I'm definitely gonna lock in. This one had a lot of our picks. I know she was personally my pick. Naomi going on and winning Miss Money in the Bank. I was excited. I popped for sure because that's who I wanted to win. That's who I wanted to see win. Not anything against. There would have been some great other Miss Money in the Banks. If it happened to be Roxanne Perez or something, that would have been great. I would have been happy with Roxanne Perez. Stephanie Vaquer, I would have been happy with. I would have been happy with Stephanie. There was a lot of other options there, which for me there was really no wrong answer except for possibly Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, I got a lot of thoughts on her right now, and we'll get to that at some point. But yeah, our winner was Naomi, and I was so happy to see her get that briefcase. It was excellent. Grun, what did you think of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match?
Well, I thought overall it was a very good women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You had and now I respect your opinion on Alexa Bliss. Like, yeah, maybe she shouldn't. Yeah, she definitely I don't think was lower on the totem pole uh, of someone that should have won. When you have dirt sheet idiots saying that it was the worst match in the year, worst match of the year.
What?
Yes, he literally said let me sure.
Yeah,
I
let's
have to
see
admit,
that. Let's hear that.
I have to admit, it is insane to me that people are saying that women's match was anything more than absolute garbage. Rhea Ripley being
Oh,
buried, yeah, he called it absolute garbage. Rhea Ripley being buried underneath three ladders, taking her out of the match for 5+ minutes was absolutely comical. In between the insanely choreographed and terrible looking big spots, they did it was just missteps, botches, and clunkiness. I like all the women involved, but that match had to be the worst match of the year so far. Now, I to the dirty idiots out there and everyone who takes them at their gospel, I want to point something out. I think two of these women have been in Money in the Bank ladder matches before, and I'm going to say ladder matches at all. Oh, Rhea Ripley has never been in a ladder match in her entire career.
which is crazy to think about, by the way.
Yeah, it kind of is. Roxanne Perez, I don't think I if she's I don't think she's been in a ladder match ever. I can't I I'm not too familiar with her entire NXT career, so I could be wrong in that there was one that she was in. Stephanie Vaquer, I don't think she's been in many ladder matches, if any at all. Julia, I don't think she's been in. She's from New Japan. She's probably been in some crazy matches before. So ladder match,
Sure.
I don't know. Um, who am I missing? Alexa Bliss, Naomi. That yeah, that's every this was they did the best that they could, and you know what? Overall, it was still very good. It was still entertaining. Still had fun, inventive spots. You want to call them botches? You want to call them clunkiness? Like these were mistakes that happen in matches. But do you know what? Nobody remembers those. They just remember it was a very good ladder match where Naomi was the favorite to win, and she won.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm going to get some of Voice's thoughts here, but Voice, could you acknowledge the chat a little bit? Go ahead and read off some of these chats that we got because our chat is really starting to pop right now.
Yeah, we got Nick Teodoro out there. He does his own podcast with his wife out there. Go check them out at oh Nick, I'm so sorry. It's Nick's Happy Hour
Nick's Happy Hour,
Wrestling
yeah.
Club. Yes. Go join them out there. You can find them on YouTube and Twitch. He is saying Roxanne had a good showing last night, but those are the matches she should be in to protect her and make her look stronger.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
she needs to. Yeah, she needs to be in situation. Even with her not winning, I agree with Nick here. I think she had a good showing. We still got some more comments as well. Still comments coming through, but let's bring some of them up.
yeah, we got what is this fighting
Looks like
this?
fight ends. Fight ends one.
Fight-ins? Yes,
Yeah.
Fight-ins won. I thought Naomi was doing good things with Bianca, but she earned that suitcase. I thought it was going to Roxanne.
Yeah,
Uh,
you
yeah,
could make a case for Roxanne, but yeah, I think just like Grun said, I believe that Naomi was more likely the odds-on favorite. We got Nick saying Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. That's the name. Check him out. Everything that he's doing, he does great work over on his side of town. So go check him out. He's always supporting us, and we want to do the same. And then he goes on to say, "Come on, Josh,
yeah,
shame, Josh." But we
shaming.
have Fightins. We have Fightins one coming up, and Fightins is saying the women do a better job than the men, and like a multi-person match, they got it down to a science. I believe in multi matches. You're always going to have some clunkiness. You're not going to avoid it, especially with that many people and that much hardware in the ring. If you think that everything is just going to be clean and crisp and perfect, you are out of your mind. There's going to be a lot of elements and a lot of situations where it's going to be clunky, but it's their job as the talent to clean it up. But I'm going to throw it over here to my man Voice. Your thoughts on the women's Money in the Bank ladder match?
I loved it. I thought it was great. The person I've been picking to win everything won it. Finally, when you say it 7,000 times, one time it does come correct, and it did, and in a big
Yeah.
way because Naomi really did. I loved what was said earlier in the chat by Fightins one. Um, she really did deserve it. Uh, and there's a lot of people I know out there who don't believe in what Naomi's putting out there. They're still not buying it. But honestly, with that match, if you expect no flaws in any of those matches, you are
You're nuts, man.
ridiculous. You don't even know wrestling, and you should give up and go play with Barbies, because that's the only reality you're gonna get. Because at the end of the day, there's so many. It's like when I say at my job, you want me to do this from here to here, but you want no damage, and I have to go 2 miles down the road in a van that is falling apart. I don't know how you think that's going to happen, but if we just put the product here, I'm taking out all these extra equations that's going to damage the thing. Hence, here in this type of a match. But Barry and Rhea Ripley under ladders makes sense to me. If you
Thank
had
you.
if you had Andre the Giant in a Money in the Bank, don't you think you would get 20 ladders and bury that motherfucker under all of them?
Yeah.
I would.
Yes.
And then I would have somebody jump on that pile and then just keep jumping on it until he cannot move. This For the people who are making this more than what it was in a negative light, you really need to stop buying the Doritos and chugging the Mountain Dews. And if you're doing Diet Mountain Dew, it's not helping. Secret Time, it's still the same shit.
Yep.
It's just tastes worse. It's flat Mountain Dew. Just letting you know. But anyways, you think you're healthy, you think you're getting your life going. So you get on there, you see these women put on an amazing match, and you go, "Harumph, I don't like this." Get the fuck over yourself. Go play Dragon Ball Z, get out of the WWE world, and go take your dirt sheets and shove them right up your pee hole and try peeing it out. Because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people taking our space, man.
I
People that
feel
we
that.
know that do what we do are good at it. Nick, you're one of them. The space that we try to consume is overran by people who are like, clickbait.
Oh, yeah. Don't
I'm
get me
tired
going
of
on
it.
that. Yeah, me
Tired.
too.
This was a
Me
great
too.
match. This was a great match.
It was. I agree with you. I agree with you. I enjoyed the match. It really kicked off the show. Here's the difference, man. A lot of us do podcasts. A lot of us have the ability to do podcasts, whatever, but not all of us know wrestling. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us wanna get that almighty internet dollar, and the not the only way, but the easiest way is to be clickbait, to put out things that are not necessarily the truth, but you spin it in a way that it might get people like, hey, what are they saying? Like, I see it all the time. Like, it'll be something like, let's say, oh, former women's champion gets released from company, and you're like, oh my god, is it Charlotte Flair? Oh my god, is it Bianca Belair? And it's just Nikki Cross. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it just and that's not anything against Nikki Cross. She's a former women's champion. She's with the way, but I'm just saying that's not it's not the same impact as if it's like, oh, you see former women's champion released, and you're like, did they release Becky Lynch? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, yeah, it's gross, man. It's gross stuff. But yeah, this was a good match. I don't care what anybody says. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Fightins is saying real quick, who do you think Naomi should cash in on? That's a great question. So when we think about the champions, where and who the champs are right now, there's Tiffy time, which is the most likely. But what if she wants to switch things up and go EO Sky's way? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's an interesting scenario for sure. But I mean, if you're putting a gun to my head and asking me, the most logical choice is Tiffy time. It just is. You know what I'm saying? That's just it right there. And man, this chat is going crazy. Voice, I'll let you go to the chat real quick. We're gonna switch directions after we acknowledge the chat a little bit, but Voice, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get the chat because they're popping, bro. They're popping.
Yeah. So we got Nick chiming in. He's saying Naomi has earned it and she can roll with this gimmick for a bit. So I'm fine with it. Plus, Jade can foil her cash in attempts for a bit until she's ready to hold the title. I
I
like what
love it,
you're
Nick.
saying there, Nick.
I
That is
love it,
great.
Nick.
He's also letting us know that great interview on Thursday's show, guys. Thank you. Thank you, man. That was a great interview with Josh Greenberg. He is still the lawyer, well, not anymore the agent, but friend and co-host of Sabu, and we got pretty cool things cleared up in that. We would love to have him again and hear some
Check
more
that out.
stories.
All you
But
guys
yeah,
in the chat, check that out.
check that out for us. And then we have Adam. He's still with us from the start of the show.
From the very start. Thank you, bro.
I do a podcast in my mind on my drive to work. I call it Adam's Insane Rambling Hour. Well, let us know how to subscribe to that,
I
Adam.
was
And
gonna say, put it on, put it out, put it on the air, bro. Put it
yeah,
on the air. I think that could
put
be
it out there,
crazy,
man.
bro.
You never know who might catch on to it, but you do know IYH will be your first follower. So
Yes, yes.
go out there and do something, man. But yes, we we do know that this is coming to a title match, and could Jade foil it for Naomi? Yes. And could that extend it? Yeah. And what if when Jade does foil it for Naomi, then we get the Bianca turn and then her and Naomi team up to take out Jade?
Ooh.
Because you have to realize if Jade is taking things away from Naomi, it's just a win away from Bianca before Jade is taking things away from her.
Yep. And one thing to add to that, just real quick, to add to that, Jay doesn't seem like she fully trusts Bianca. If you're noticing the interactions between the two, she's still leery of Bianca too.
She should be.
Yep. Because I'm with you. I think it's coming. I do think it's coming. And it's like I said, it's like I was telling you guys, we're gonna talk money in the bank, and we're gonna on the way there, we will talk some SmackDown, and we are. But yeah, I think that Jade Jade is in a spot right now where she knows what I feel like she knows what she's doing. I feel like she's navigating well on her own, and I think she's smart not to trust Bianca Belair because Bianca, of course, she's doing the victim thing and everything. Like I don't know nothing, and why would you do this and everything? And but if she really didn't have anything to do with it, why does Naomi keep coming to her doorstep? Why does she keep coming to her doorstep? So I don't know. It's an interesting story, and honestly, lightweight. And this could be a discussion for another episode. This has honestly been one of the best stories since like November of last year when it all started. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely.
Fightings gets
And
it.
we got fighting one here in and saying Bianca showed a little heel during her lead up to that WrestleMania triple threat. That's very true. That's very true. That could have been a test drive to what we're eventually going to see here soon. But
She's
it's
still
going to
on
be
that commercial too, with all the heels for the WWE shop for their collection of merchandise. She's still on that. Why would she be on that? if she's a baby face.
True. True, very true. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. We're going to keep rolling with it as it comes along, but we got to
Put a
keep
pin in
rolling.
it.
Oh, yeah, we got to. Yep, exactly. Just like they say on window lickers, put a pin in it, and we'll get back to it. But we're gonna move along and talk a little Intercontinental Championship action as Dominic Mysterio went up against Octagon Junior. We don't got to dig deep into it too much, just because we have a lot of other things to talk about in another segment. But this match was good. I think it did everything that it needed to do. It was everything that it needed to be. Dominic Mysterio ended up on the PLE. It's crazy because my son was saying when we were watching Worlds Collide and they showed Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan in the crowd, he literally was like, "That's crazy. They're doing a PLE and Dominic Mysterio is there and he's not defending his championship." And then really shortly after that, when they did the match, that's when they set the match up. I once again, this was another one where I feel like the writing was on the wall. Dominic Mysterio was going to retain, but it was a nice little match, a nice little add-in. I enjoyed it. Grun, some of your quick thoughts on that match?
The Dominic Mysterio Octagon Junior was, I thought it was a really solid match. Dominic Mysterio got to work with a another multi generational wrestler, luchador, and once again prove why he is the greatest luchador alive
Yes.
today. All right, because look, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, we joke, but Dom is absolutely ahead of his time. He is so far ahead of where he was when we were first introduced to him. I mean, I'm not talking about back in 2005. I mean, when he started
Yes.
wrestling.
Yeah, man.
Dom is doing great work. Octagon held his own, kept people invested, and showed people that, hey, you know what? Luchadors, they're still doing great work. And if they never come to WWE, you can check them out in AAA.
Yeah, great point. Great point. I think that that was a great showcase of Triple A. So far, this partnership seems to be working out well. But Voice, your thoughts on that IC title match?
Yeah, that was a great match. I just enjoyed the presentation of it all and the inclusive bringing in AAA with it, and like Grun saying, multi generational wrestlers who are proving that they are not in the shadow of the formers. Really speaks volumes to Dominic Mysterio. I know when we first seen him in a ring for wrestling, people were waiting for his time to not be in a ring. They didn't get it, but over time, Dominic has proven he is one of the top people out there and somebody to watch. Um, what do we got? Fighting's one saying, "Boo! I love Dom. You cannot."
Be Ray's son, but he just ain't cutting it for me. I mean, I
Wow!
I
What an
I hear you.
what a
Obviously,
swing!
he's not Ray's son. He's Eddie's son. So we all know
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's out there putting the title out there on Eddie's gravesite, and honoring him. He's just yelling at Ray. That's not that.
Yeah, just fussing at him all the time.
Yeah,
It's funny stuff. I enjoyed them once again. Enjoyed the match for what it was. Dominic Mysterio still on the rise, and man, it's crazy because I still don't. As good as he's coming into his own, I still don't think we've seen the best of Dominic Mysterio. I think that time is still yet to come, and we'll continue to follow that as it comes. But we got to talk about another Intercontinental Championship match. That's the women's IC title match. Becky Lynch grabbed the tights and defeated Lyra Valkyria, new champion. Lyra Valkyria had to raise Becky Lynch's hand, and Becky Lynch was milking a little bit too much and ended up getting a German suplex for her trouble. But in the grand scheme of things, Becky Lynch, new Intercontinental Champion. Grun, what was your thoughts on the match, and how does this affect the landscape of the women's IC title scene?
I think this was a solid match. We saw Becky win with underhanded tactics, with a handful of tights, and you know what? Exactly what I want. Lyra had to swallow her pride for a minute, but then showcased immediately that she was not going to put up with Becky's crap. So she attacks Becky after the match. Actually, get into a brawl. Becky still leaves with the IC title, and now Becky gets to still play this role where she is the one being villainized when there is no reason to, because now she is fighting for her daughter, who heard the fans boo her and she could not finish watching the match because she could not stand hearing people hate her own mother.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm with it. I'm with it. I honestly feel like um this was good positioning to me. I'm gonna get Voice's thoughts here, and Voice is gonna I'm gonna have him hit this thought from Adam real quick. But I just want to get this thought out real quick. I think this was good positioning because I think that with somebody as tenured as Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch is not one of my favorites by far. I think sometimes she's a little corny. Sometimes like her promos are a little forced. She's like forcing herself to be a badass. And it's just like, I don't know, sometimes she's just a little bit more forced to me. But that doesn't, how I feel and what the facts are two different things. The facts are she's a well decorated former champion, a WrestleMania main eventer, a multi-time champion, a double title holder, and now that's where the women's IC title, that's the shoulder that the women's IC title was resting on. That's great for the championship. I don't care which way you put it. You put the IC title on a former WrestleMania main eventer, former double women's champion. It's a complete stark contrast from what's going on with the tired and sad Women's United States Championship, which is awful because that is not where we were at about a month ago. It about happened around, let's say, the exact time that Zelina Vega won the championship. So, it is what it is. But I like the positioning of the women's IC title, and I also feel like that gives Lyra Valkyria an opening to jump into this Queen of the Ring tournament situation and possibly go on to win it and find herself in a women's championship SummerSlam spot. But I'm going to throw it to Voice real quick. We got Adam out here in the chat. Go ahead and hit that comment real quick and then give me your thoughts on the women's IC title match.
Okay, so we got Adam chiming in. He'll say it. He says, I'll say it. When Eddie's Pride and Joy Dominic debuted, I thought he was straight garbage. Nobody has gone further and proven me wrong. He is a treasure. I
That
agree
he
with
is.
you. Agree with you, and I'm glad he changed your mind on his in ring. Now, for this match, this was my go get popcorn, take a bathroom break match.
Sure.
Um,
Fair.
I'm I'm not the biggest Lyra fan. I will say, at least now, when she goes back to the baby bird nest, there won't be a title there, so she'll have enough room.
Man, don't
Um,
hate my bird lady, bro. I love my bird lady.
but when she does, if she does get this crown, how will she fly? That crown will be heavy, so she better get some more feathers. I don't know. This match was what it was supposed to be. We all knew Becky. I mean, I would hope everybody knew Becky was going to win this. They kept dropping Easter eggs. This is what, her third time she was going against her. Of course, she's going to get that win. She did a veteran move, hold the tights. Um, if anybody was fooled by this, let me tell you, I got a crypto coin. I'd love to sell you. We just need to pump it up, and there ain't no dumping here. We're just pumping it up. Don't worry about the dumping. I'll take care of that. But yes, that's where I'm at with this one. It was good for the Money in the Bank. I did like the after the match, the altercation between them. I think when you're at Becky's level, for the years she's done it, for what she's accomplished, things like that add to her character. And yeah, I know what you're saying, House, because I see it too with her. But then her in ring overshadows a lot of that for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I can
Mm-hmm.
overlook her forcing herself on a promo, um, because usually what she gives us in a ring is usually pretty damn good.
Very true. No, no arguments there at all. Not in the slightest bit. But yeah, we zipped through those kind of like the middle card of that show to get to where we needed to get to, and that is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was a good Money in the Bank ladder match. good in a different way than the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think they did a good job of telling a lot of stories. We saw El Grande Americano, who I think had a good outing there. Penta was fun, Andrade was fun. But really, one of the bigger stories that came out of it was the fact that Solo Sikoa, we finally saw it happen. We finally heard those words from Jacob Fatu as he was seemingly about to help Solo up the ladder, but then that changed real quick. He was just and everybody, he wants to say that he's all gas, no brains. I love the fact that Jacob came out there with JC Mateo and was like, "Yeah, we're about to get the job done. Yeah, yeah, we're about to wreck House. Yeah, we're about to do this. Oh yeah, you want me to set that ladder up for you, Solo? I got you. I got you. Climb up there. Go ahead and get the briefcase. You're gonna represent the family as Mr. Money in the Bank in the future undisputed champion. Blah blah blah. Yeah, climb, get up there. Oh wait a minute." I just wanted to tell you something real quick while you're up there going for that briefcase. I want to let you know that I hate you. Solo came and he put the most dastardly of ass whoopings on that man. It was great. Everything led to ultimately Seth Rollins winning the briefcase. But for me, that was massive in there because now we know that it finally happened. It was a big thing that everybody was waiting for that to happen. I thought this men's Money in the Bank match was good. I was a little bit surprised that we didn't hear CM Punk's music to come out and screw Seth Rollins. That kind of surprised me. But, I said in the beginning that even though I picked somebody different, my mind kept going back to Seth Rollins because of the story that they could tell with him being the briefcase holder. But I want to ask you, Grun, where were you at with the men's Money in the Bank briefcase match?
You know what? I thought we had it was another fun, very good ladder match from the men, and you had Solo trying to convince who was it, Andrade, Knight, and
Yeah,
Penta to team up with him. And Solo's got this ego. He's got this charisma about him now that I can respect.
he's funny, man. He's funny,
I like
I
man.
him.
mean, I mean, he thinks he's good. He thinks he's fantastic, amazing, and all this. He thinks he knows what he's doing. He thinks he's smarter than everybody else, especially saying that, "Oh, Jacob Fatu is all gas and no brains." Like, well, dude, you know what? Maybe you should say that shit softer, because Jacob, maybe you're right. Maybe he is all gas and no brains. He's got fucking ears, bitch.
Oh, that he does. Yes, sir.
And I loved that at the end. They almost convinced me that Seth Rollins wasn't going to win. They almost convinced me that LA Knight was going to win. I kept on thinking, like, but why? Like, I'm waiting. Like, is CM Punk actually going to come out here? Because it makes sense, like that. Yeah, CM Punk would absolutely do that. He didn't, and we had Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed lay out the entire competition, making sure everybody knows that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they may be aware of the fact that they're just being used by Seth, but they know Seth cannot wait to see them be world champion one day.
And that, my friend, is the vision. I think that's what Seth's vision is. And man, once again, I would have liked to see it go to somebody. I would have been more than happy to see it go to Solo Sokoa. I would have been more than happy to see that. Even Andrade. I picked Andrade on our Wednesday show on the Raw Deal because I just thought that with Penta being there, with Ray Phoenix being there, and we talked about them clicking up for a while. I think Grun was talking about that like late last year, and we all jumped on that. And I just thought there was a spot where it was like he was diligent, with his spots on the card. He was, taken off TV, put back on TV. And I just thought to myself, maybe they use Money in the Bank to finally kick off Andrade. But once again, in the back of my mind, I knew that, they wanted to continue the story with Seth. Now Seth had Seth, who's of course had one of the greatest cash-ins of all time many years ago, if not the greatest cash-in of all time. Now he's got he's got something there that's like, hey, you need to worry about me at all times. And not only do I have this briefcase where I can cash in on you whenever I want to, I have these two big beefy motherfuckers beside me who can make sure that you stay down while I cash in. So like the story is there. Once again, I was a little surprised that we didn't see CM Punk, but I understand the story that we're getting into. Voice, we got a couple of comments, and then give me your thoughts on the men's Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, we have Fighting's one chiming in. First off, he was saying Jacob Fatu is one of the best pickups WWE has had since Punk came back. Uh, I can agree with that one. That's a
Yeah,
pretty
I
good
don't.
pickup. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got one more comment in here. Do you think there is any way Seth can top his first cash in?
Whew, that's gonna be tough.
That is.
That's gonna be tough. A WrestleMania cash in is.
I
I mean,
I
it's a
mean,
WrestleMania cash in.
let's also make sure we're painting this picture correctly. It wasn't just a WrestleMania cash. Seth Rollins had lost in the first match of the show to Randy Orton after they
Yes,
had hit the one of the craziest, if not the craziest RKO's we will ever see. Seth Rollins
true.
went for a stomp. He's fucking 10 feet in the air. Orton catches him, hits an RKO. They could not. The story is infamous that they could not get it in rehearsal. They could
Yes, I
not
remember
get it.
that story.
Get it? So they were not going to do it. Randy says, "I feel it. We can do it. We can do it." So that's like, okay, all right, we'll do it. Fucking nail it. The only problem was that Randy was so excited that he finally nailed it. He forgot to go for the pin right away. But you know what? It just adds. It's this was what it was. They wanted to create this moment. They succeeded. When they thought at first they were going to fail. Then it wasn't just that Seth Rollins cashed in the main event. He cashed in while the match was still going on, creating a triple threat match. And Seth could do everything and anything he wanted. Brock Lesnar was champion and could not defend himself. Roman Reigns had gone through hell trying to beat Brock Lesnar, and Seth Rollins stole the moment from Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Facts. Yeah, that was. I mean, it's a good question to think. Can they top it? I don't know if they can. I mean, it's tough. But voice, once again, back to you, man. Your thoughts on the men's Money in the Bank briefcase as you were watching it?
Yeah, I think they can top it, but I don't think it's going to be topped in the way that you think. I think it'll be topped in the way that CM Punk will make sure Seth doesn't get the title.
Ooh.
And in the way that you do that is CM Punk doesn't come out. He allows Seth to win to win that briefcase. Because why? It's like 7 degrees from Kevin Bacon. You know, if he were to allow, let's just say, Andrade get that briefcase, how does CM Punk work his way through Andrade to get some type of benefit through him using that? He doesn't. But if Seth wins that, there's a small window of opportunity for him to link into Seth cashing in that in one way or another. Now you see, Seth to me is he is the ultimate yin and yang. Throughout his career, he cannot have one thing without the other because his story doesn't make sense. So to have the greatest cash in of all time would only make sense to have the greatest foil, like the greatest disappointment of all time in cashing in. So
Oh
you
boy.
have that
Okay.
full
All right.
circle with him. And plus, it gives CM Punk even that more credibility of still being able to do things like that in this stage of his career, which people will buy tickets to go and see more of CM Punk. And this is all just my thinking of this.
Sure.
I that's how I see it. I honestly I picked Andrade too. House because I've
Yeah.
seen the work he's done, and I think it would be awesome to have him because even we go to SmackDown, that tag match when he was with Penta. Look at the fan reaction that those two got together,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that even Andrade appeared to be more boss like. He was the leader of that. Penta was there to do what Penta does, attract everybody there, want them to watch the match, and Andrade goes in there and does exactly what Andrade is supposed to be, the head guy. He goes in there, cleans up, makes sure to put boots to faces. Um but we got Seth, and which those were my two only options out of this because no one else makes sense. I mean, Solo does because you could do a whole story of him holding that briefcase over Jacob and saying that his accomplishment is 10 times bigger than what Jacob will ever accomplish, and then you get a more drawn out of Jacob. But I think it's time for Jacob to separate himself and become that Wolverine that we love, the Samoan Wolverine. I mean, Jacob is he's proven that he's worth his weight in gold.
Yep. Yeah, he has. He's proven that he's got top star tendencies. He's got top star characteristics, top star characteristic and traits. That is, and it's great to see. The chat just keeps on moving, man. I'm loving the activeness in the chat. We got Adam here. He's saying, "I don't think they're going to try to top it. I think he's going to have his cronies beat the crap out of one of the champions and then have him come and cash in." Yeah, maybe they don't want to go so on the nose with trying to top the last one. Maybe they just want to get straight to the point, boom, 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 beat down and do it. I do think that I do like what Voice was saying, where it was like, what if instead of the greatest cash in of all time, we get the greatest foil of all time? I like that. We've got Nick here in the chat. We appreciate you, Nick, as you're really helping out in that chat. He's saying, I like your take on Punk being the foil, Josh. You also have Roman hanging
I like
around,
that
which,
extra.
yeah, exactly. And I think that Roman is rumored to be coming back soon as well. I think he was going to come back in June. Nick also says, smash the like, and we appreciate you for sure. Anybody who's listening to the sound of our voices, any of our new listeners, any of our new subscribers or whatever, yeah, make sure that you subscribe. Hit us up, go ahead and hit us south of heaven on that follow button, and give us an awesome follow, and check out the content that we do, because we have a lot of great shows that we talk about. uh, we've still got one more match to talk about. That's the main event of the evening, and once we talk about that, after that we're going to take a break, give us a chance to do what our man Voice is doing here, and that's hydrate, while we play you some of our awesome sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to give you those top five influential theme songs. But let's get to this main event, because we had the tag team match that went down. That was Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeating John Cena and Logan Paul in the main event. And it makes perfect sense why this was the main event. I was telling my son, I told him, I was like, there's a good reason why this tag team match is main eventing and the men's Money in the Bank match isn't. And I said, because something big is going to happen at the end. They wouldn't make this tag team match the main event if something big wasn't going to happen at the end, because I think that if it was just going to be a run-of-the-mill tag team match where somebody wins and nothing happens, I think there's a better visual in sending the crowd home happy with the men's Money in the Bank winner, or mad, however you choose to look at it, and then the fireworks and everything, and then boom, it ends like that. But I knew they were going to do something big, and they most definitely did. The match was what it was. We saw a little bit of back and forth between Logan Paul and John Cena, a little bit of discord there, whatever it may be. Maybe those two could lead up to a match at some point. They seem to have John seems to like working with Logan. He seems to like the synergy that they have together. As supportive as he is, as supportive that he's showing Logan, it's perfect, because Logan is just naturally hated, and John is trying to attach himself to as much hate as he possibly can. So it makes It makes perfect sense for sure. But man, that's really not the story of this match. We have the Lou coming in the chat and he says, "Happy Sunday, IYH. What is up, bro? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining an already red hot chat. Thanks to all of you guys. You guys are great,
Yes.
for sure. But we got to talk about the elephant in the room. We haven't really said it. We kind of mentioned it earlier, but now we got to really talk about it. It's the biggest thing, shocked everybody, and it's just one of the reasons why you got to love wrestling. And that's the return of, well, maybe not the return, more like the debut of Ron Killings, as Ron Killings comes in and he uses John Cena's tactic against him, the old hit him in the face with the title. This time, John Cena had a chance to taste the title in his mouth, and that was thanks to Ron Killings, which led to Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso gaining the victory. I'm just gonna throw it out here right now. Grun, where were you at? You saw it. Ron Killings comes back. He's helping. He's helping this tag team match. The faces win the tag team match. Where are you at with everything that's going on with this whole Ron Killings thing, this whole tag team match?
I think it is time to acknowledge that WWE have fully brought back the ability to suspend belief in pro wrestling, because they have, at this point, they have completely destroyed the reputation of dirt sheets, of Meltzer, of Alvarez, of all these reporters, SRS, that say that we have the inside scoop. We know what WWE are planning. We're gonna spoil it to every one of you. It's like hey, Triple H is like, hey, dirt sheets. You guys want to know a secret? We're going to start a love angle on Raw. The love angle is gonna be between is going to be a love triangle between Rhea, Stephanie, and the third one is going to be our truth. You guys are gonna, you guys, you guys promise not to say anything. Oh yeah, we promise. This is what they're doing. It's not what they did. Instead, what they did was a badass match between Stephanie and Rhea, where Rhea turns on Stephanie, and we have a badass bitch of a heel Rhea Ripley feuding with Stephanie McCurr. And now who's buying tickets to Raw?
Hey, I like it, and that's what they're doing. They're feeding these dirt sheets, and that's what you got to do. That's what I think. That's the good way to do it is to And here's the thing: they do they. And I said this before the show, so I'm going to try to echo this as best as I possibly can because I thought it was a good point, and I wanted the household to hear it. They're going to tell you what they want put out there for public consumption. They're going to conceal what they don't want you to put out there for public consumption. I thoroughly believe that with this whole R Truth thing, with this whole Ron Killings thing, they're gonna do whatever they can to try to convince you all. Yeah, and it's all out there in the dirt sheets right now. And like this is the great thing is that because you got guys like SRS and Dave Meltzer and guys are like, oh well, we reported it wrong, blah blah, blah, this and that. Yeah, you reported it wrong. Well, actually, no, you reported it right because you reported exactly what WWE wanted you to put out there. You reported it, and it just so happens that what WWE told you and that you reported because they knew you would go out there and spill the beans, it wasn't exactly what happened. Why? Because they're trying to redirect everybody, and oh, it's a shame. I feel so bad for all these clickbaity podcasters and journalists that got worked by WWE and put out things that weren't true and da da da. Now they're having to walk everything back on Twitter and walk everything back on IG. I'm lying. I don't feel bad for you at all because this is wrestling, baby. This is wrestling, and you're gonna get worked, and you got worked by the company. And Ron Killings is back because they wanted Money in the Bank to feel big, and they saw the response that Ron Killings was getting on social media, and they were like, "Oh, this is exactly what we wanted." The beloved R Truth released from WWE for what? For why? He still elicits a fan response. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Well, guess what? We're gonna tell you he's released, and then we're gonna say that, yeah, we released R Truth, but we signed Ron Killings. You guys got just like the loose said, but I've done enough talking. I got to give it to my man Voice. What are your thoughts on everything that went on in this tag match and the debut of Ron Killings?
Well, not only am I at peak hydration, I am at peak calling shit. I've been calling for this shit since the day they said we're releasing our truth and everybody went on their rant. You know what? I'm going to give a shout out to the Lou. He's in our chat and this is directly from your fucking show. Courtesy of MJF. You fucking marks. You know what? You all fell for it and you guys ate it up. You guys were Marshawn Lynch out there on the 1 yard line. Coach is definitely going to give it to me. Nope. We're going to fuck over the
We're gonna
Super Bowl.
pass.
That's what we're going to do. So, everybody who went out there and reported how horrible the WWE is, even things of how racist Triple H is, you fucking assholes. I hope nobody listens to a goddamn word any of you say. And Dave Meltzer, I hope someone clips this and sends this to your inbox. You fucking Mark. I can't stand you. I hope you and Sap get together and create a demon baby, and that demon baby takes both of you down, and then we all celebrate because all your ashes are falling around us. You guys are horrible. Dirt Sheets, I am glad I didn't take that job with you. You guys are garbage, and I hope you fall too. This is IYH. I've been calling for this shit since it happened. I've been calling the Naomi thing. You know what? IYH has called so much shit in this past year. If you're not paying attention to us, you are the fucking mark.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you've been calling it since the very beginning. And our man Adam, the reason he says that he is from Seattle, bro. I shit you not. He is from Washington State, and he's a massive Seahawks.
I'm sorry, Adam. I'm a massive Marshawn Lynch fan, Adam, and I was so upset when they didn't give him that ball. He would have got two. He would have, Marshawn Lynch. With that's a
I love
treasure.
that guy.
I love that dude.
Yeah, I love that dude too. But rant. I mean, heard rant agreed with. I mean, it's so. And I'll just be honest here for you guys out there in the household because that's what we do here. For me personally, I've been doing this shit for over 6 years as a podcaster, and, I've always prided myself on doing it the right way. I never wanted to be one of those dirt sheet guys, never wanted to be one of those clickbaity guys, never wanted to be one of those rage baity guys. I just want to talk wrestling and have a good conversation. And whoever comes and attaches themselves to it and enjoys what we're doing, come on and you can be a part of this household any day, all day, anytime. But I take a little bit of satisfaction in seeing these guys have to walk some of this shit back because this is I get it. You guys get your money off of doing what you do. That's whatever. I'm not hating on nobody getting their money, but I just say it and be honest with you. A lot of the manner and the which way you guys these dirt sheets move is gross. I hate it. It's disgusting. I don't mess with it. I don't fuck with it. It's just gross to me. And these guys, they can sleep at night and look themselves in the mirror and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm this huge wrestling podcaster guy. I'm the Adrian Wojnarowski of wrestling." No, you're not. No, you're not. Get the fuck over yourself. Get over yourself, man. Like, you're not Woj. You'll never be Woj. You're not even Shams. Like, you're not any of them. So, like, stop kidding yourself. You know what I mean? You're Kendrick Perkins on a good day. Like, come on, man. Let's just stop it here. You're Skip Bayless on a good day. Like it is what it is. But I take a little bit of satisfaction having to watch these guys walk this shit back. It's great to see Killings back again after everybody was calling for him. The social media outpour, the live crowds chanting his name, and it just makes me think: if he's this in demand, if he's this much wanted, what's the next steps for him now? Like, And we think about this Grun and voice because we're going to take a commercial break here in a second, and then we got our other topic to talk about. We live in a reality where our truth, as entertaining as he's been, as great as he's been, as much as we all love him, we feel like he's a national treasure. The talent adores this man. The fans adore this man. And all he ever does is just be himself, have fun, show up to work, and do his job. Do his job and never bitch, complain, anything, whatever, wherever you want him at, he's gonna make the most of it. He takes his 5 minutes any and every single time. And now he's at such a demand right now that it's like, I don't even know if he can go back to doing that lower card shit right now. I mean, like, I think that you got to take some chances with Truth right now. I'm not necessarily saying he needs to beat John Cena for the undisputed championship, but I think you got to take some chances right now. I need some time to think about what those chances are. But with the reception that you've got from that man, with everything, with the synergy that he's created, with the spark that he's created that is palpable, you might have to take some high risk with him and possibly give him a world title run. I don't know. Where are you guys at with it? I'm gonna start with voice right now. What do you want to see now with the trajectory that we've seen from our truth from the time that he's been feuding with Cena to the time that they released him to the social media and public outcry of wanting him back? Where do you go with our truth right now?
Well, there's, while you were saying all this, I likened it to back to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Okay.
He was such a treasure. Fans absolutely adored him. It didn't matter what he was doing. He just did his thing, okay? Our truth to me seems like the Mean Gene Okerlund 2.0. He can wrestle, he can do all these other things that Mean Gene didn't do. But he's also a beloved character. It's like Bobby the Brain that you were discussing earlier. He was a beloved character. How did he get
Mm-hmm.
away with some of the shit he said? People loved him to death. Jerry the King. Go back and rewatch some old Raws and just listen to Jerry King talk. He said some pretty appalling things, but people loved him. Now, our truth has just done amazing things, and people loved him. That's what the evolution of fandom has become. So, to me, our truth, you can go multiple ways with him. You could still have him do some in ring work. Why wouldn't you? He's still able to go. He's still able to do things. You can have him do backstage stuff. He's entertaining. He does all these little spots. I mean, for the longest time, did we not just see him just pop into things? He wasn't even in a ring. He would just pop into random interviews and say something. And people loved it. They clamored to it. They wanted more of it. And now that you have this rebirth of a veteran. Like, I mean, our truth is no spring chicken, but he
No.
has this fountain of youth behind him. So we become into the Ron Killings era for WWE. And what does that entail? Well, what that entails for me as a person who watches this, consumes this, loves this, talks about it, I'm following the director trips and I'm just getting into the ride. Whatever they do, I'm excited for. So for to answer it, I really don't know what they do with him from here on out. But whatever they do, I'm going to enjoy because I've enjoyed things he's done and I'm going to enjoy things he's going to do.
Fair. More than fair. And while you were talking voice, I looked it up and I was like, man, so we were talking about, and we've been talking about, and I don't want to make it too much about this, but like at the beginning of the NBA season, like if you were thinking like, oh yeah, the Pacers are gonna win the NBA championship, damn near any and everybody would have laughed you out of the building. They would have laughed you out of the building. It just is what it is. It is what it is. The idea of Ron Killings being the WWE champion 2 months ago, laughed you out of the building. Anybody would have laughed you out of the building.
Hmm.
Now, with the presentation that they've done in this unique storyline that they've built for Ron Killings, he's closer to the WWE Championship than I think he's been in a long time. And I'm being dead serious. I'm not joking. I'm being honest here. I think he's closer to a WWE Championship than he's been in a long time. And I want you to think about this. Ron Killings, yeah, while he is 53 years old, it'd be insane to think about a 53-year-old as WWE champion, except for when you think about the fact that John Cena's 48. Not that much younger than Ron Killings. I think it's possible. And I'm telling you, and you have Adam here in the chat. I want to bring that up, and then I'm going to give it to Grun to get his thoughts. Truth is so hot right now that I would want the title put on him immediately, but I think the smarter choice would be to work it out until he can beat John Cena in his final match. Oh my gosh.
Ron Killings saves wrestling from John Cena.
Oh my God. What a story. What a story they could build with this. Grun, where are you at, man? What are your thoughts on with everything going on that you saw last night? You've been following it just as much as we have. Where are you at? What's the trajectory of Ron Killings right now? What's his ceiling at this point, at the age of 53, but being prevalent in the main event scene right now?
So, so I do believe Ron Killings is still going to be heavily involved in the John Cena final tour, the final year of his career. I think that even with Ron Killings returning or debuting in WWE now, I still think that there is going to be an angle. SummerSlam, John Cena is going to be told to defend his title, but he's going to have to defend it against a mystery opponent.
Ooh.
And, and Adam Pierce and Nick Aldis, they convince somehow they convince John Cena to let Cody Rhodes and or Ron Killings pick his opponent for SummerSlam. John Cena makes his entrance. Silence. People are clamoring. They don't know what's going on. And then say his name and he'll appear.
Oh
I
my gosh.
believe in Joe Hendry.
That
I
would be
love it.
I
insane.
because I thought this Joe Hendry wants this match to happen. Finn, I thought, you know what, maybe, but now the pieces are right. The story is right. I mean, the two guys that have idolized John Cena more than anybody else, whether it be in kayfabe or reality, they have are on a mission to stop John Cena.
What if we add Logan into that?
I could definitely I would love that because I definitely think we need to see a John Cena Logan Paul match.
I think,
And
yeah, I think so too.
I think we do.
I think you could have it played better if it's a triple threat with Joe Hendry, Logan Paul, John Cena. You have Hendry who appreciates what Cena has done in his career, and then you have Logan Paul who just he's next up. I mean, think about the things that Logan Paul has said to Cena's face. This guy is on his way out. And
Yeah.
like and then he was like, "I'm the future, just so you guys know." Like you said that right in his face. Like I understand saying it, but like maybe not at one of the final matches. You know,
Yeah,
wait till the
exactly.
retirement party where you say that. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of shade being thrown there, and I think they tested out the waters. But I love where you're going with that, Grun. That's awesome. That would be a fun time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it would.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm enjoying the discussion, man. It's great. Money in the Bank was fun. The ending was good. I don't have much complaints, to be honest with you guys. I really don't.
I don't.
And it just was what it was. But guys, we've got one more topic to talk about. That's our five most influential themes of current day wrestling, the current day era. We're going to talk about that. We're going to finish off this episode and give you guys some fun think pieces here in about a minute. But before that, we're going to take a break. We're going to pay a few bills. And then when we come back, we're going to give you that topic. See you guys in a little bit.
Hello, everyone. It's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House, and we are putting in that work for you guys, ladies and gentlemen, as we're here finishing up what's been a great episode. It's been so awesome to have all these discussions with my man Voice, with my man Grun, and the hot chat. The chat's been great, guys. We really appreciate you guys coming in, and not just coming in and having a comment or two. You guys been hanging with us, like Adam's been hanging with us for pretty much the entire episode. Lou jumped in. Fighting's one came in and showed some love. So we do appreciate y'all coming through and just getting on, listening to our thoughts, getting some of y'all's thoughts out there. We had Nick in here earlier, most definitely. And Voice, I see you over there continuing to hydrate, man. I know you got some swag over there that you're going to show off for Dubbies. I know you got a code here too to get our guys out there, our people out there in the household, whether you just like to work out, whether you're an aspiring wrestler and you need a little bit of pick me up when you're in the gym, Dubby can help you out. Voice, let them know more about it and let them know about that code.
Okay, so yeah, go out there to w.com or w.gg. Go check them out. Once you go out there, you look at what you want. There's pre-workouts, there's after workouts, there's what I'm diving into, and some hydration. The Voice needs all the hydration he can have because, well, Mondays are a violent fest of fighting. If you join us, there on the Monday night preview show. But Dubbies keeps me hydrated in the fight between Grun and Kevin Calloway. So go check them out. And I got that promo code. You get 10% off your order. IYH the Voice. Just go put that into the promo code at checkout and you can stay hydrated like the Voice here on IYH.
Yes, sir. Check that out. That's w.gg. IYH the Voice. Put in that code, 10% off, you'll get it. And tell them that Voice and IYH sent you, ladies and gentlemen, for sure. So we've got that going on. But now, guys, I need you guys to get real hydrated and get really ready to go because we're going to put our thinking hats on because we're about to do the 5 most influential songs in current day wrestling. That's 5 of them. This is in no particular order. So you guys, I know I put a lot of pressure to be like, oh, I want you guys to think. Well, I mean, it's don't got to be in any sort of order. Just whatever you think the top 5 are. And we're gonna go around here. We'll do Voice, Grun, and then I'll do myself. Voice, number 5. What is your number 5 most influential wrestling theme song of current day wrestling, this era?
In this era of wrestling, I would say because of its notoriety with a specific wrestler, I would say the Wyatt Six.
Ooh,
I would
okay.
put their 5th because when their theme song does hit or anything associated with them hits, it tends to get a lot of fireflies going. It still
Sure.
does have an impact, and um, I would say, yeah, that's my number 5.
I like that pick just because it does make you think about the Fireflies when you hear that theme. And I know we talked earlier about how we want to go some time without thinking about Bray Wyatt, but how could you hear that theme and not think about Bray Wyatt?
Exactly.
So I definitely see why it is most definitely on your list and very very influential. Grun, what about you, man? What's your number 5 on the list of most influential themes of this current day era?
Number 5, I'm gonna put Seth Rollins because
Ooh, okay. I like it.
we've seen his entrance theme evolve into what it is today,
Hmm.
and it just to show that what, maybe your first entrance isn't great, but maybe it's got some good parts to it. And maybe all you need to do is play with it, and eventually you'll get exactly what we got today. Fans singing along.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins can dance for 20 minutes with that song going, and fans will still be excited to see Seth Rollins.
I like that pick. Seth Rollins is definitely one of those songs that I think like incites people to sing his song, and that's exactly what it is. And of course, you have the iconic "Burn It Down." As soon as you hear that, you know who's coming out. You know what's going on. You know you're getting ready to sing. You know the conductor of WWE is coming out. Yeah, most definitely, Seth's theme is most definitely influential, and that'll bring it to me. And this is almost too easy, man. But it's a layup, I know. But he's still active. He's still our current champion, and that's John Cena's theme, man. John Cena's theme is iconic. Done by himself in what was a really great rap album, probably one of the best rap albums a wrestler's ever done. Also, shout out to Macho Man who put out some great rap albums. Killer. I loved his shit. But yeah, John Cena's theme. I mean, come on, your time is up. The time is now. You can't see me. The time is now. You know what I'm saying? And not only, does he have one iconic theme, he has two with the Doctor of Thugonomics, Word Life. This is basic Thugonomics. That's two. He has two iconic themes. Everybody knows every time you hear that. You know who's coming. It's John Cena, baby. It's the champ. So yeah, most definitely, I had to put John Cena's theme on there as at least number 5 of the most influential themes. But we got to throw it to my man Voice. We're at number 4 right now. What else you got?
Well, it's funny that you said John Cena because my number 4 was that just in
All
fact
right,
John
all
Cena
right, come
because
on.
when that noise hits, people still jump up and cheer. They do. They absolutely adore that dude. Good guy, bad guy, it don't matter. Last tour, first tour. This John Cena persona has I've watched it evolve since the start, much like I know you have House
Yes,
Grun. I
sir.
think you also. But it has evolved into what we see today, and he is still getting pops with just his music.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Great points there made by the Voice. But Grun, where you at, bro? Number 4. What you got?
Number 4, you know what? I had to think about this for a minute because, and you know what? I'm gonna put Roman Reigns at number
Ooh,
4.
I like
Ooh.
it. Okay,
And
talk to me.
or so you got to remember Roman Reigns used the shields, or at least the majority of the shields entrance theme for a
Yep,
lot
he
of
did.
years, and it was not hitting right. It still felt like we were getting, they just wanted you to think this was the Shield Roman Reigns, and he didn't need to be anything more. Roman Reigns comes back with a true entrance theme that is his own, that makes you understand this is a guy of epic proportions. This is a guy that is going to be the present, the face, the biggest name in WWE. Epic, epic theme song for an epic wrestler, for an epic performer, for an epic promo guy. The the entrance song just made you realize, oh, this is somebody brand new and he is epic.
Yeah,
Great
I
point.
agree. Yeah, great point. I loved it when they finally changed Roman's theme from the Shield theme. It was old, it was tired, it needed to be changed. And then when they did, they came with something super excellent, as excellent as they did. With him coming out, it just felt like he was a boss coming out with that theme, and I love it. And I agree with you. But for me, I gotta say number four. I gotta agree with my man Adam out there right now. That is Randy Orton's theme. I mean, come
Oh,
on. I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me. I mean, come on. That is poetry, bro. It was perfect for Randy Orton, and especially in the time when he came out with it, and he was hearing those voices, and he was that unhinged 2009 sick son of a bitch Randy Orton. I don't think that theme is gonna hit any harder than it did back then, because back in 2009 when you heard voices, there was some fucked up shit that was about to happen. But now we hear it in a different light, because we're like, hell yeah, here's Randy Orton. We love Randy Orton. He's awesome. He's the vet that we got behind, that's been here, the consistent, the Kobe Bryant of professional wrestling, that just complete consistent. And yeah, man, Randy Orton, that's an iconic
love
theme,
it.
and I think everybody knows it for sure. For sure.
Yes,
Randy Orton, without doubt.
that's a great pick, and yeah, and now he's RKO his family in swimming pools
I know. What a
out
what a
of no,
turnaround.
I
What a
know.
guy.
God, I wish he would adopt me. Oh,
Man, I love his story,
so
dude.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah. I love his story, dude. He's an awesome guy. But we got to move on, because it's time for number 3. Voice, what's your number 3 theme?
my number three has to be L.A. Knight. Yeah,
Ooh, I didn't expect that one. Okay, let's go.
I mean, I only spit facts here at IYH, which is that's why you guys should be following us.
Yes.
But when his theme hits, people love it. They get up. It's something. And I honestly, if I'm going to be a fan part of it, I do like the very beginning of it. That whatever that noise is that they play at the
Yeah.
beginning, it reminds me of like a new age Street Fighter that I never got to play. You know,
Yeah.
like the start of that game.
I
And
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know how to
exactly,
describe it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
yes. So I think that it's influential because I mean people still chant it. I mean or they follow along with him pointing it out. It's iconic. When you hear that opening, you know who's coming out and you know that whatever they're about to do, Jones isn't gonna like
No, that's facts.
it.
That's absolute facts. Oh man, but I agree with you, man. When he comes out, and it's still happening as even as soon as last night, man, as soon as his theme hits, that crowd loses its shit each and every single time. It doesn't matter what you think. And here's the thing, I'm not the biggest LA Knight guy. I never claimed to be, but you know what? How I feel and what the facts are, two different things. And what the facts are is every time that man's music hits, that crowd loses its shit each and every single time. He's over, bro. He is over. So, yeah, man, I like that. I enjoy that pick. I did not expect it to be in your top 5 for sure, but I respect it and I like it, man.
Yeah, I mean it's there. You
Yeah.
told me to pick the influential ones, and I
Yeah,
just
hey,
remember
I'm
he's
not mad
influential.
at it. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it for sure. Grun, number 3, where you at?
Number 3, I said his name. He did not appear, but I'm going to say it one more time. Joe Hendry.
Oh, yep,
Country.
he's on my list. So for the sake of the list, I'll try to find something different. But yeah, most definitely he's on my list. Go ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. No, so Joe. So not many wrestlers write their own theme songs. Not many.
Not many, no.
One person that comes to mind every time we think of wrestlers that wrote their own theme song was Shawn Michaels. He wrote a banger, and he is not a great singer, but you know what? We love of Sexy Boys. We
Yeah.
love his theme song.
Yep.
Joe Hendry, not only did he write his own theme song that is actually really good and has now become part of his gimmick to write songs against his opponents, but the song gets everyone involved. People learn the lyrics, they sing along, and they do what the song tells them to do. They clap, they wave their hands from
Yep.
side to side. It is perfect. He's only number three because, well, he's not the one that started this idea, or at least in the modern era, that hasn't kept this alive.
Sure, sure. I got you, man. I got you. So, like I said, he was on my list, and I think you touched all the. I think you touched all the points. So while you were talking, I tried to alter and shift a little bit, and I think I did that. So my number three is going to be AJ Styles. I think
That's a good.
AJ Styles has a great theme. That the theme is so iconic that they tried to change it, and people got pissed and made him change it back.
Yep.
I mean, they don't want none. It's perfect for him that if you know anything about AJ Styles, he loves that harder like rap music. He's a southern boy. The song is fire. I mean, when I first heard it, I was bobbing my head when he debuted at Royal Rumble. I was like, "Oh my god, AJ Styles is in the WWE. Oh my god, this theme is an absolute banger." I mean, come on. The theme is just great. It's one of my favorite themes. I remember it was so iconic that when my son played Little League, he wanted it to be his walkout song. Like that's how iconic it is. AJ Styles, most definitely. They don't want none. That theme is a banger.
No, it is. It reminds me of 3 6 Mafia. Every
Yep.
time I've heard it, that's all I can think of is like, has 3 6 Mafia ever done this song? Like, I don't know. It's such a great song though, and I could I wish they had walk up songs when I was in Little League.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
That'd be
uh,
awesome.
I would have had AJ's too. It's such a good one, such a great pick.
Yeah,
That's
I love that pick. I love that song. It's great. But voice, we're at number two now. Where you at, bro?
well. I have to switch gears too because Roman was already picked. So I'm gonna go a theme song that has transcended. It once used to ignite people to where they just fell in love with this guy coming out because you knew he was gonna do right by wrestling and the WWF and everything you loved. But
Hmm.
now, as of recently, his last appearance on a WWE stage, it got more boos than it got cheers. I'm gonna go the infamous Hulk Hogan.
Oh wow.
And I'm going for it on a negative planet. I am flipping the script on this one. He is not beloved anymore, but he does get a reaction, and it is influential to see that sometimes your actions outside of the ring can cause the hate and distaste in people's mouth to where your in-ring performance does not matter. So that's where I'm at. I'm going Hulk Hogan number two.
Okay. All right. I like that because he does. I mean, that's a guy that definitely elicits a response no matter which way he's flipped this. No matter how you flip the switch. So I see exactly what you're saying there. But Grun, number two, where you at, bro?
Number two, I have to put in the Shield.
Ooh, okay.
So,
Oof.
so
All still current wrestlers.
yes, all three.
And if that theme hit, we all know what would
Oh my
happen.
god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Again, now this thing, it wasn't about the crowd interacting. It was letting you know, not that, oh, here comes the tag team. No, it was letting you know, here comes three warriors that are focused on one goal, one mission, and that was, I guess, in their own way, to save pro wrestling back then. But in when they debuted, it was destroying everybody that stood in their way. And we have had, and this was a reminder that, you know what, when you're in a group, you can, there is power in everyone coming out to the same entrance song. There is
Yeah.
power in everyone in the group having that same entrance song, as long as you do it right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was sitting here thinking, and I know we got some comments coming in for sure, and a lot of great comments from our guy Adam, who once again been with us since the very beginning. We appreciate you, bro. But like, I remember being a massive Shield fan, and we talked a little bit about, oh, what does that theme make you feel when it hits? And I was there watching and in live crowds for the run of the Shield. And I will tell you that the feeling each and every time, whether it been on TV or live when you were there in person, the vibe was anytime you hear Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield, it was like, oh fuck.
Hmm.
Something's about to go down. Somebody's about to get hurt. And now that is a encapsulated vibe right there. That when you can hear a theme and be like, damn, some shit's about to go down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, that's if for a while there, it was anytime you heard like Kane's theme. When Kane's theme came on, he was like, fuck, people about to get beat up, people about to get hurt, bodies are about to get broken. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's just one of those things where it's like when you hear that theme, business is about to pick up in a major way. So yeah, that's what I felt anytime the Shield came out. But I like that pick a lot just because I remember those feelings and all still active participants as well. But it's time for me, number two. And my number two pick is a man who we've been watching for a long time. And we know what he brings anytime a mic is in his hand. And we talk about, oh shit, what's about to go down when this theme song hits. When the Shields theme hits, you're like, oh shit, who's about to get beat up? Well, when this theme hits, you're like, oh shit, what crazy shit is he about to say? And that's CM Punk's theme, the Cult of Personality.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Cult of Personality. I mean, not only is that a song that people understand and know in the wrestling space, but it's also mainstream. So even when you hear that song out there, even though, yes, anytime I hear it, I think about CM Punk. It's such a mainstream, well received song that people who don't even know CM Punk love that song. And to me, that makes the song influential. It makes it influential in wrestling. It makes it influential in spaces outside of wrestling. Yeah, I think that Cult of Personality is an iconic wrestling theme in the current day era.
yeah. You're 100%. People sing it, people love it, and like you said, I mean, CM Punk can even show up at the concert and just walk out on stage, and people know that he's with the band. He loves the band. He
Yep.
loves that song. It's his theme. I I never liked that song. I hated it back before he.
Really?
I have something
Just
about
never
that.
been your thing?
It has never hit me in a way where I enjoy that song. I love a lot of their other songs they do,
Sure,
but
sure.
that specific one, I don't. It must be when hearing it in so many of my friends' dads' garages while they're out there, doing their
I can see that.
smoking
Yeah.
away or drinking some beers, working on a motor, and I hear that, and then you just hear a
Sure.
bunch of drunk guys. The cult of personality,
I get it.
it
I
wore
get
me
it.
out. But I do understand the significance of it and where it lies in wrestling today. Great pick.
Yes, man. I just think that it's a very influential song and it fits in this list. But we're to our last picks now. That's our man Voice. He is going to be holding it down as he's going to give us his number one pick. Once again, no pressure because it's not in any specific order. But what's your number one pick on your list here for most influential themes?
I am going to. Hopefully, this is going to be a curveball because I don't think this is. You guys will expect this on my list,
Okay.
but Sami Zayn.
I love it. I love the
His
pick.
his pick his theme song is it's an energy. People
I'm
get
so happy somebody brought up Sammy.
he has it, and you know what? It's taken him a while to get people around on it, but finally people are on the Sami Zayn train and they're following it more than just your obscure fans who have seen what he did with Kevin Owens back in the day and all those things. Sammy, Sammy has a energy about his entrance, and people are vibing with it. It's much like Joe. It's much like uh, Joe Hendry, in a way that just they love it, and it's ska. Who doesn't like a good ska band from the early 2000s? Grun, you like
Man,
a little squirrel nut zippers? That's an actual ska band, Grun.
oh
Okay.
wow. That's crazy. We got Adam in there saying he knows not a part of the WWE lexicon anymore or wrestling in general, but Mark Henry's theme song from 3 6 Mafia was goddamn perfect. And yes, it absolutely was. That was a vibe. Do you remember when 3 6 Mafia performed it for him live?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Oh
I do.
man. Perfection, bro.
For before we go any further, if you have never seen a 3 6 Mafia show, you are missing out. I seen them one time, and their fan base literally was 2 blocks long. It took me
What?
40 minutes to get up to the stage, and by then their set was they were damn near over.
Damn.
Yeah, they shut down a festival downtown Jackson, Mississippi, and
Oh,
it was epic.
That's insane. That's awesome. That's crazy. Oh man, yeah. 3 6 Mafia coming together with Mark Henry. That was perfect. If we weren't doing like modern stuff, that would like we're doing all
Oh,
time themes, that's definitely on my list. I mean,
yeah.
all time themes, that's definitely on my
yeah.
list. I mean, it's such a great theme, but we got to throw it to Grun though. Grun, where you at, bro? Your number one pick, that's on in your mind one of the most influential themes in wrestling.
The number one influential theme in wrestling, it's gonna have to go to R Truth. What's up?
Oh,
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
this is now. I think for some people this might seem like an out of the box pick, but but you got to think about interacting with the fans. That is what we've been seeing more and more. R Truth started doing that when he came back to WWE in the late 2000s.
Hmm.
Since since he would the song "What's Up," he would tell people "What's up." They'd say "What's up" back to him. Everything that he did, it was for the fans to interact with him, to respond to what he was saying, and it is an influence that people have grown and have taken into their own today.
Wow.
That's a great pick.
I love that pick so much. I mean,
Yeah.
those last two picks from you two are just excellent picks. I love them. I really do. Sami Zayn and R Truth. That is great. And with those awesome left field picks, it kind of makes me sad that I have to kind of be like, hey, this is, I know this. I'm not pulling anything out of left field or anything like that. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but I have to put it in there. And that's Cody's theme, man. I mean, Kingdom. Everybody says it. Adrenaline in my soul. Something, something, Cody Rhodes. I mean, come on. It's a whole meme. It's a thing. I mean, the song is so perfectly tailored to Cody Rhodes that our man Voice is suspicious that the song is just AI because it's
I
just
really do think
I mean, because it's so perfectly tailored to Cody. My father said when I was younger, like, come on, man. It's so perfectly, and it fits perfectly in the realm of like, this is the good guy. This is the hero, Captain America, Superman. Like, it gives you those vibes. Like, I know it's cliche. I know it's easy. I know it's not sexy or anything like that. But Cody Rhodes' theme is most definitely influential within today's realm of professional wrestling.
no, you're 100% on that pick. I mean, it's your factual pick. It really is. And, you know, I I can't believe you threw out my AI conspiracy on that.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it because that's a deep cut, people. If you're not paying attention to IYH, you don't know about that.
Right.
But you know what you say though to it with the fan interaction with it, it goes exactly what Grun was saying with our truth. Uh,
Whoa. Yeah.
exactly. Our truth had it to down to a T, and he would rap it, and people rapped it back to him. Cody Rhodes, he throws up those arms. People know that that's the time to go, oh, you know,
Yep.
it's an arena shaking moment that happens. And if you're not going to these live shows and you're not going out there and doing this stuff and absorbing it live, you're never going to understand what we're talking about. Because I've seen it live. It's a movement. It really,
Mm-hmm.
like, you feel it in your chest.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it, man. You get it. Like, I really believe that it's such an influential theme. It truly is. We had Lou throw his picks in there. I like his picks. Cody, Seth, Jay Uso, Joe Hendry, Cena. I'll throw Jay Uso out there as like like, hey, we throwing you, we're acknowledging you. I know he wasn't in our picks, but most definitely, come on, the Yeet Man has a great theme for sure. I will also would be remiss if I didn't say Jericho's theme elicited a major response. It just did. You know what I'm saying? We got Adam in the chat saying he's pretty sure that the R Truth theme, "What's Up," is so old it can vote. No hate. It's the truth, though, man. It's the truth. He's been doing it and it's been working. But yeah, man, like I said, there's a few themes out there. Like, once again, Jericho's theme. I think that's one.
It
I
still
think
hits.
Swerve Strickland's theme. I think
Oh,
that's when people were starting to pick up on, and they love that with the Swerve dance and everything. Like, that was pretty influential for sure. Even Edge's theme, his theme is still iconic, no matter where you're playing it at. It's a great theme. So yeah, just a few honorable mentions right there. But this was a great segment that I wanted to add. You guys came
I
with some
loved it.
awesome picks. Awesome picks. I loved it. That was really fun. I'm so glad that we got a chance to do that, because that was something I wanted to do with you guys for a while. And we finally got a chance to do it. But now we're here at the end of the road here with what has been an excellent episode. We've talked everything, ladies and gentlemen. The chat's been great. We love you guys, man. You guys have been so excellent from beginning to finish, as far as listening to what we got to say, putting your guys' thoughts out there. This has been a really fun one. And I know I feel like I say that every single week after every episode, but damn, this was a fun one, man. I enjoyed this one a lot. And with that being said, because I enjoyed myself, had a great time, and we had a great episode, I got to give my cohorts here an opportunity to plug anything they want to plug, where you can find them at, where they're doing their awesome content. I want to start with the blue-eyed villain over there, the Grunmeister. Where can they catch you at, my brother?
And you can catch me at twitch.tv/Grunmeister every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we talk everything SmackDown, pro wrestling, WWE, and maybe I throw in a rant or two.
Mm.
Hey, we love hearing a Grun rant. We love hearing all the work that he does over there, talking SmackDown for In Your House. Catch him and check him out. He does great work. But I got to throw it over here to my man. He's the producer of the show over here. That's the voice, Josh Joseph. He does a lot of great work here for In Your House, a lot of different days of the week. I can tell you, but I'm going to let him tell you yourself. Voice, where can they catch you at, bro?
All right. So everybody out there, we do so many amazing shows. So why don't you start your week off with Monday? We do a Monday night preview review show where me, Grun, and Kevin Calloway talk about Monday Night Raw. It's a fun show where we talk about three subjects and we invite you all to come in and enjoy the feast that we have prepared. It's usually pretty civil. We have some fun. We usually have a couple opinions out there that might ignite a couple opinions to get opinionated. So come and join us. We're a fun group and you'll enjoy it. That is 7 p.m. every Monday night. And on top of that, I do an ECW watch along where me and House, well, we watch ECW. We have fun and we get back in a time machine and we go and we rewatch the things that I watched when I was younger. And I'm introducing House to some of the matches he may not have ever seen. It's a fun time. This last Thursday, we had Josh Greenberg on. He is the agent, the lawyer, the co host, and most importantly, great friend of our dear departed Sabu. And that was a great talk, discussion. We cleared up some issues. We also had some really good stories that were shared between three friends, three collaborators who completely honor and treasure everything Sabu was able to give us on his time on Earth. So go check us out. That is usually 5 p.m. on a Thursday. You can catch it on your drive home. Just don't watch us, listen, but put it in the old Bluetooths. I think that's how they work. I'm pretty sure. Howse told me about them one day. They're good. And on top of that, we have a Sunday house party, which you just seen here. This is for the draft day, but it's all the same. You can catch us here. It's fun. It's a good time. You get to hear a lot of opinions. You get to hear a lot of rants, and you also get to have your opinions and rants heard. So
Yes.
come and join us. We're here. We're IYH, and we're doing everything we can to give you the most genuine, heart-loved fucking information we can from wrestling. We love it. We can't get enough of it. We are in your house.
Most definitely. Well said by my man, the voice, Josh Joseph. And this was a great show. Thank you, Nick, and thanks for hanging with us. You guys are excellent, excellent, excellent. And we have excellent people that come in and follow us and give their opinions and have a whole lot of fun. Adam's been the man with all his remarks and everything. My bro's been here since the very beginning. So thank you, bro. We appreciate you for coming in this show. As far as what I'm doing, you guys know where you can catch me at right here doing my thing at In Your House and having the opportunity to work with many great creators. Now, you heard about our Monday show that they talk about Monday Night Raw. On Wednesdays, we recap Monday Night Raw with myself and the amazing, divinely designed Annie O'Neill. She comes on and we talk all things Monday Night Raw. You can check out our last episode as we gave our Money in the Bank predictions. Did we get it wrong? Did we get it right? Go back and check it out. It's now available for consumption on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, along with our other great block of shows. And we're going to have more coming at you guys. I got to take time to do all the editing and everything and all that stuff. I'm trying to get caught up. When you got so many shows and so many creators and a life that's outside of that, it's hard to get it all together, but I'm doing the best that I can. And it's all for the love of the game, all for the love of all these awesome creators, all for the love of you guys out there in the household. If I didn't have the reason to do it, I wouldn't be doing it, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, it's been great. The ECW watch along has been one of my favorite things that we have been doing. We've got a chance to go back and check out ECW. And yes, we had a really great episode with Josh Greenberg. It was a great, awesome episode. I always love doing our ECW watch alongs because sometimes it's really nice to just get out of the modern day wrestling vortex and just go back and enjoy something from another time, because we're always scripping and scrounging and trying to get what's the latest story, what's going on. And we do that a lot for the Sunday house party. And then we review the shows on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. But ECW Day is always a little special because I don't feel like I have to be like, oh no, I got the pressure to what's the latest story? We got to find the latest story. Oh, I got to catch up on Monday Night Raw. I got to catch up on SmackDown so we can talk about it on the show. No, with ECW, it's like we know we're about to watch it. We know we're about to chill out. And one of my favorite things to say, my favorite way to describe it is it's just the homies watching wrestling. And that is the great thing about the ECW watch along. Check us out. It is a great time for sure. And guys, I'm a firm believer that you can play while you work. And of course, that's HOWSE, and that W does indeed stand for work. So, for the voice, Josh Joseph, for the blue-eyed villain Grunmeister, and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Alakon, the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon, get on, or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Go Pacers! Peace.
Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. And your house is the perfect distraction. Rumpus in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.